What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We are back here on NBA 2K. Today I wanted to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. As we all know, they have a guy named Victor Wembanyama. You may have heard of him. He was the top prospect in this last draft class. The Spurs, of course, aren't very good, but the future is absolutely bright. The last time we did a Spurs rebuild, we traded for Trae Young. Today, I'm not going to do that. We're going to continue to build this team through the draft. And I feel like there is a really good option for the Spurs once we get there, depending on what their draft look is, of course, in real life in 2K. But let's go ahead, jump into 2K. Let's continue the Spurs rebuild, and let's see if we could put them on the right path to get Victor Wembanyama a championship. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are on the road to 50,000 subs at the moment, so your subscription to help us reach that goal would be amazing. But like I said, today we're talking about the Spurs. They're only 13-48 on the season, but as we know, the future is very, very bright. Victor Wembanyama, really solid player. Devin Vassell, someone who they extended, really good player as well. Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones. Keldon Johnson's been weird this year. I know I don't watch like a ton of Spurs games, of course, but Wembanyama, when I do watch him, he's a ton of fun. But I know Keldon Johnson's been like kind of inconsistent this year, and I know there was a time where he like didn't even play. Like he played like I don't know. There was some weird story. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Trey Jones, Jeremy Sohan, of course, is fun. Zach Collins, but there's definitely some young talent here. But of course, we need to add to that young talent pool and make sure that this team gets a good roster around Victor Wembanyama. Greg Popovich, of course, extended for 4 seasons. Pretty sure in 2K they don't have it that way, but we are going to, if I can, edit his contract and add more onto it. That's exactly what we need to do because he signed an extension in real life. So he's going to be here for the remainder of the video, but let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, and let's see how this team finishes out. Of course, not going to be the play in the playoffs this year, but as long as we get some good draft luck, that's where it's all going to start for us. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer and Correlation Tool. If you're someone who's playing on Underdog, Prize Picks, this is the kind of tool that you absolutely need. Basically, what this tool does, especially the Optimizer, compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. Now, at the moment, there's not a ton of good NBA examples on the board, but basically how it would look, if you look at like Maxter, who plays CS2, like it has all kinds of options on here as well, and you can go to any other app. But over 27.5, because every other app has like 29.5 or 29. So you're getting a clear discrepancy here. And then if you go to, do we have any NBA examples? So there's no discrepancy here on LeBron James over 6.5 rebounds, but every single book is pushing the juice on the over. This is the kind of tool you need to show you what are good plays right in front of your face without you having to do zero research. Also, another tool I absolutely love is the correlation tool. This is, you know, for when football is hot, this is a great tool. They do have hockey at the moment as well. And then I'm not sure if baseball will be added or not. That is something that I know I'm curious to see. But I absolutely love this tool, and the way you use it, of course, is using like Prize Picks, another app called Dabble, which we'll talk about in a second. But as you guys know, Prize Picks, if you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. They have all kinds of options to choose from: esports, NBA, NHL, MLB. Like I said, all kinds of options. You click more on, or more or less on each projection, and it's just you against the numbers. If you want to set for Prize Picks, use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Another app I absolutely love is Dabble. The cool thing about Dabble is they give you $10 just for signing up. Literally just for signing up, a free $10. And you can actually copy people's entries with a click of a button. So you don't even have to like really make your own entries if you don't want to. And they offer up to 100x payout if you put in 8 players. It's like between 2 to 8 players. If you want to sign up for Dabble as well, use code CRUSH10. Like I said, give you $10 when you first sign up. So I definitely recommend things like Dabble, Prize Picks. Use those apps. But let's get back to the rebuild. So good start to Wemby's career as he was Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie season. And I'm assuming he also got Rookie of the Year, which he did. Usually happens in 2K, as we all know. But let's go on to see who wins your championship. And then we can start focusing on what we're going to do in the NBA draft. I'm absolutely really excited for this video. So we got the Nuggets and we got the Miami Heat. Very interesting finals. We got the Nuggets going on to win the championship. They beat the Heat in 7 games. Last year's finals. LeBron James, of course, we're going to override that retirement. He doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as LeBron James going to retire after this season, if he really is going to play with the Sun or whatever. So we were projected pick number 3, and we also have Charlotte's pick, but of course it's protected this year, so we're not actually going to get it. But if we can get number 1, 2, or 3, I'm very happy, man. But you know, regardless, we're going to get a good player in this draft. It's not a bad draft. I know people have said it is, but damn, not great. We drop all the way to unfortunately 6, and I don't think we have another pick in this draft, but I know coming soon we'll definitely have multiple picks, like Hornets next year. Jazz get 1. We fall all the way to 6. Very unfortunate. But Greg Popovich, of course, again, we're keeping him for the remainder of the video if possible, as long as he doesn't try to retire on us. I got to make sure to keep checking that. But I'm gonna felt the rest of this coaching staff. I don't think there's like anything I'm looking to do right away. I don't know if we'll keep Keldon Johnson throughout the video, but we'll see. For now, I'm not like in a huge rush to move him, so we're just gonna go ahead and fill this out. And I got some more work to do, but I will fill this out, and I'll see you guys in draft night. So we have 6 and 17 in this draft. Let's just go ahead and see how the board falls, and we'll take whatever is best available. So Spurs are going to go, or not Spurs, Jazz are going Alex Sarge. I'm glad, because I was not going to draft him today. I've gotten him way too much lately, so I'm glad he's gone. Ron Holland goes to Detroit. Number 3 is going to be Stephon Castle. I definitely wouldn't have minded that too much. Cody Williams goes to the Blazers, and then Wizards go Donovan Clingan. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not like a draft connoisseur, but the fact of the matter is, Nikola being here is probably who we take, I assume. Isaiah Collier was also someone who I was thinking about as well. But I think, pairing Nikola with Victor Wembanyama sounds a ton of fun. So we're going to go ahead and do just that. 40% from 3, 40 games played from Serbia. Let's continue the overseas connection. Spurs are known for, having guys like that anyway, like Ginobili, Tony Parker. So let's go to our second round pick. A decently early second round pick. We can take Keelan Ware, Deron Holmes, Judah Mintz. I guess I'm going to go ahead and take Judah Mintz here, and that will be our draft. So just like that, Syracuse guard, we walk away with Nikola, who was a 78 overall. Again, I was thinking about Isaiah Collier as well. It was a 75. I know he used to be very good. Not really sure how his stock has risen or fallen. Don't watch a ton of college basketball, as you guys know, or most of you know anyway. Jeremy Sohan, Brandon, Blake Wesley, and Dominic Barlow. And accept all those qualifying offers. Nothing I'm going to worry about too much here. We're good on that. And then here is to free agency. So, not a bad start. I feel like we got exactly what we were looking for. We got a new point guard, which is something the Spurs desperately need. I think Trey Jones' backup is more than enough. Devontae Graham, Blake Wesley. Devontae Graham is probably someone we're not going to keep long-term, obviously. Malcolm Branham and, Vassell. Depending on how much Branham develops, he could easily be the backup 2 through the video. I know in the past he's developed really nicely, but we'll see if he does that today. Julian Champagnie, only 73 overall. Keldon Johnson right now is our starting small forward. Definitely would love to move on from that and figure something else out there. Jeremy Sohan, and then Zach Collins there, backup 5, which is totally fine. Although Charles could be back and ready to play next year, so Collins could slide down to the 4, which I actually might do. He's played 4 in the past. I know in Portland he did. But yeah, he could play either. So I'm going to move him to power forward since Charles will be ready next year probably. And I think he'll be good enough to be a backup 5. So yeah, we'll go with that. And then small forward is kind of where I'm looking at it and saying, like, I feel like I would love to upgrade the small forward spot, but I don't want to, like, make a big trade. Like, I don't know. I'm not really in a huge rush to make this team a contender right away. But we could make a trade using, like, Keldon Johnson, who I said could be gone anyway, maybe. But I'm not a Spurs fan, so, like, if I'm wrong on that, definitely feel free to correct me. But let's go ahead and take a look at the market. Let's see if there's like any small forward worth trading for at the moment. Like, like I said, I'm not in a huge rush, but if there's a wing that maybe makes sense, like, I definitely want someone on the timeline of this team. Hero, not really small forward, obviously. RJ Barrett, Devin Vassell, which we already have. What am I talking about? Ivy, Jalen Green. Jalen Green is someone who could be on the move eventually, but obviously not really someone I'm trying to plug in my 4, although I could, have Jalen Green and Vassell. I think for now, we'll just roll with what we got. I think we'll roll with Keldon Johnson for another year and just kind of, keep looking out. So we do need to sign another small forward, though, I feel like. So a Kogi we could give a contract to. A Marjan Beauchamp we could even give an offer to. Wainwright, Jayshawn Tate. I mean, do we need anybody too significant? Because right now, Devontae Graham, Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham. I mean, Champagne could, you know what? It's fine. We're not in a huge rush to be very good. I'm not going to sign any free agents. So we didn't do too much. We literally just drafted 1 player. That's all we really did. So... but there's going to be more moves, coming soon. Of course, I just wanted to kind of be patient with things. Branham up to a 76, which is promising. Sohan is up. Of course, Wemby is up as well, which is nice. And then Nikola is going to be probably an impact player right away for us. At least we hope so, because that's kind of what we need at that point guard spot immediately. We need someone who could really help out Wemby. So let's go load another draft class, because, of course, next year's draft class is even better. We'll have... our pick, I believe the Hornets pick is still protected, and we should have the Raptors pick, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's the Bulls pick I'm thinking of. I can't remember. It's one of the two. But let's go ahead and cut 1 player, because unfortunately we have to. It'll be It'll probably be Sandro. Unfortunately, so Sandro, you got to go. And let's get straight into the rotation. So power ranking, or, you know, we're three-star defensive system, but I feel like we should probably move it at this point. Let's go to a balance. We'll move it to balance. This is the most simplest thing to do, of course. So we're going to move this to a balance system. And then we'll take a look at what the rotation is feeling like. So here is what it would look like currently. You have Nikola Topic, or sorry, Topic, I think is actually how you say it. I know people have corrected me in the past when I say his name wrong. My apologies. I'm going to shrink the bench utilization down quite a bit as well. There's no need for that. So Nikola, Vassell, Conan Johnson, Sohan, Wembanyama, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, Malachi Branham, and Devontae Graham, and Blake Wesley. I'm cool with that. I actually think that's fine. And then we're going to send, and of course, Charles will probably take over some minutes once he's back. We're going to send Judah to the G League, and I think that's it. We could send Blake Wesley down there as well, because he could be our backup point guard ready to roll next year. So I'm going to do that with Blake Wesley as well, just because I think Charles will take his spot when he's back, which is totally fine with me. So yeah, we'll roll with that, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. I mean, if we're a playing team this year, that'd be quite surprising, but, you know, I wouldn't rule anything out. What is Nikola's shot intensity, by the way? Can he be an impact player right away? It's a 97, so yeah, he should be pretty good right away. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. So back-to-back years where we get Rookie of the Years. This time, Nikola Topic, of course, wins it. Efficiency wasn't that great, but only a rookie, so I wouldn't be too upset with it just yet. Wemby does win Offensive Player of the Year, which is great, but, of course, we have a path kind of set for us. We were pretty good this year. We were not a playing team, but we definitely made some improvement, which is obviously a great sign. So we take a look at kind of where we finished in the standings. We ended up going 37-45. So yeah, it's a lot better than last year, of course. Really good to see that. You know, just improvement goes a long way. So let's celebrate the playoffs once again. See who wins the championship. I think next year we'll be in playoff contention. I really do. So Magic Mavericks, you're gonna have the Magic go on to win the championship. Luka Doncic still won Finals MVP, but LeBron James retires Detroit. Maybe Detroit drafted Bronny. I don't know. Let's go to a little draft lottery, though. So we are projected to get Bulls via Portland. We're projected Chicago's pick. Again, I need to look at the protection of that Chicago pick. Our pick is projected to be 11. Charlotte's pick, I believe, is like top 10 protected or something like that. So there's a good chance we don't get a great pick in this draft, unless if that Chicago pick is unprotected. But I really cannot remember, to be honest with you. So let's see where it ends up. We are going to get number... okay, so Spurs via Charlotte. We get 11, and then that Bulls pick was protected. 2K already had it protected. So we only have pick 11, and then number 10 via Charlotte. I'm pretty, like, 100% positive, though, that, like, the Hornets pick is, like, top 10 protected, if not mistaken. Rockets 2 and 3 is pretty insane. I'm assuming the Wizards pick is probably protected a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and fix these picks because I know some of this is a little wonky, and I know that Portland pick is protected as well. So yeah, a lot of these picks not going to the right spots. I wish 2K just did their damn job with these, but I'm gonna fix it, and I will see you guys with the next step. I guess draft now would be the next step because we technically do have pick 11. Now that all the future picks are figured out, we have 11, 26, 1, 10, 14, and 26. Too many second round picks for my liking, so we might trade a couple of these, but we'll see. We might just, you know, sign some two ways because I learned how to do that. But number 11, 26. Let's just jump in and see what we're getting at 11. So Dylan Harper goes 1, Cooper Flagg, Bailey, Newly, Hugo Gonzalez, AJ Johnson, Noah, Damian Sarr, Ian Jackson, Dirk, and then finally us. Trey Johnson on the board, Carter Bryant, VJ Edgecombe. I think I could take either one. Carter Bryant, 26 points per game. Only 4 games played there. VJ Edgecombe, 33 points per game. Let's see what their ceilings are. All-NBA floor is a starter, and then Carter Bryant's All-NBA bench. I guess we take VJ Edgecombe then, 6'6" out of Baylor. Could definitely plug in that small forward spot if we feel the need to. And Carter Bryant, the other guy I kind of consider still on the board as well. So let's go ahead and take him out of Arizona. And then we have an early second round pick as well. And then I'll let the CPU take the rest. Whoops, I meant to go to 31. There we go. Okay, so pick 31. We've already taken a lot of small forwards, so I think I'll take Florin here with this pick out of Kansas, and that will be our draft. So just like that, we walk away with a 76 overall, not too shabby. And then the other guy I was considering fell all the way to us at pick number 26, was a 75. So not shabby at all. A pretty solid draft. Florin, and then I believe we can sign 2 of these guys. We'll sign these 2 on some 2 ways. I believe we can. Pretty sure. I forget how to do it. I might be chalked. I forgot how to do it. Whatever, it's not that big of a deal. So we'll just sign these 3. I thought if you click A multiple times it lets you, but I don't know. whatever. Player options: Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, and Judah Mintz. We'll accept all those. Qualifying offers: we got Dominic Barlow as a free agent again. I'll extend it. Why not? And then we don't have Tatum money, but that would be kind of fun if we signed like a Tatum in free agency. We do have some money though. So definitely something to consider if we wanted to go out there and sign a free agent. So Nikola, Blake Wesley is my partner rotation. I'm totally fine with. Vassell, Malachi Branham is great. I am moving VJ Edgecombe to the 3. Don't know if he'll be ready to start right away, but he does go up to 78 overall. So maybe we could roll with VJ Edgecombe and Carter Bryant right away as the small forwards. Now, it wouldn't be like the most impactful, start right away where we're going to go win a championship. But, I mean, if we let those guys develop into something special, we could be on to something. So, I don't know. I think if we are going to, do that, we got to move Keldon Johnson probably out the door. If I wanted to sign a free agent, I could go that route as well. But again, I am kind of cool with not having to do that. Like if there was a free agent I would sign, Evan Mobley's kind of fun, of course, Şengün, but Tatum is fun. But I don't know. I just, realistically speaking, I don't see anybody, I don't see Tatum leaving the Celtics. And I don't see, the Cavs letting Mobley walk for nothing, obviously, which he's done in 2K in the past. But I do want to trade Keldon Johnson away. I just want to hand over the small forward spot to Edgecombe and Carter Bryant, and I'll roll with that going forward. So Miami want to give me a 2029 first round pick and Nikola Jovic. That's the kind of trade I would like for Keldon Johnson. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So Keldon Johnson is going to Miami. We hand over the small forward spot to Edgecombe and Carter Bryant. And then power forward, Nikola Jovic. We'll see what we do with him in the future. If he is going to stay, here for long term or whatever it may be. But once again, I am cool with just continuing to roll with what we got. We could go sign Jonathan Kuminga now, but I love the draft approach. I think building through the draft is, always the best way to do things anyway, whether, it's NBA or NFL. Building through the draft is what you want to do. And look at the player progression we have on our sides at the moment. Judah Mintz is up. Julian Champagnie, Charles VJ Edgecombe. Of course, we moved him. Blake Wesley is up. Yeah, Nikola Jovic being up to 79 overall as well is pretty interesting. That maybe makes Zach Collins more expendable. Although what we could do is probably move Zach Collins back to center. And then Charles will just be a guy in the background for depth. So I think that's what we do with that. So we'll do that instead. So Zach Collins will be back at center, and then Nikola Jovic will probably get some minutes right away. And unfortunately for Charles, it will be demoted. So let's go straight into this next season. I think this year could be a play-in year. I really do. I think this could be a play-in team for sure. It depends how good our rookies are right away, but I feel like they'll be pretty solid. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this rotation is going to look like. Year number 3. Power ranking has us all the way at 7th overall. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid about this. I have a good feeling that this could go very, very well. Nikola, Devin Vassell, VJ Edgecombe, Jeremy Sohan, Victor Wembanyama, Malachi Branham, Nikola Jovic, Zach Collins, and Blake Wesley. I am just going to run into 9-man rotation this year, and then we're going to send Carter Bryant and Judah Mintz to the G League again. I think we'll do that, and then that will be exactly what we could do. So Carter Bryant will go there as well. Those guys will be ready to play next year. Yeah, this should be a solid year. Expecting a play-in type of year. I don't know if I looked at the player stats last year. Vassell averaged 13.5. I know I saw what Nicole averaged. Of course, Wembanyama averaged 20. And then I'm curious what Nicole averaged like 15. So yeah, hopefully efficiency is better for him this year. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3, hoping for a play-in type of season. We'll see what happens. So Wemby just keeps stacking up Defensive Player of the Year awards, which isn't obviously too surprising. The man can get blocks all he wants. Like, he's obviously very good. All-NBA third team, 22 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, does that on a nightly basis. But we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We're the 9th seed in the Western Conference. So taking a look at the player stats, I think I forgot to do this last year, but 22 from Wemby, 20 from Nikola Topic, 17 from Vassell, 13 from VJ Edgecombe, 12 from Branham, and then 11.5 from Sohan, 9 from Jovic, 8 from Zach Collins, and 6 from Blake Wesley, which, all right. Let's see if we can get past the Memphis Grizzlies to get into the playoffs. Obviously, it would be a ton of fun if we can get the Spurs team some playoff experience. So in this first round, I mean, getting playing experience, of course, is also really good. It does feel like a playoff environment, 1-game elimination. We are beating them 105-134. But of course, the real playoffs are 7-game series. Now we got to beat the Phoenix Suns, who are a little bit older, but they might have our number here unless we get back in this game. But it looks like we are going to get eliminated, unfortunately. Unless we come back at the end, not going to happen. 134-145. So we get eliminated. It was nice to be in the play-in tournament, but of course, I'm ready to be in the offs next year. I think it's time to make some aggressive moves as the Thunder go on to win the championship. So we're right there on the doorstep. Of course, this is when you can usually make some great moves. We are projected Atlanta's pick from the DeJounte Murray trade. We are going to get pick number 14 from, or no, that's our pick. And we are going to get Atlanta, or I guess Atlanta's pick may have been protected, maybe. I don't know. But we have 14, which is nice. And then 17 via Chicago. So not too shabby. Staff signing, Popovich, of course, as long as he didn't retire, is still here, which is great. This whole coach staff is completely filled out. We're going to draft night. We have our 2 draft picks. We have some young pieces. I think it's time to, you know, move on. Well, we probably are going to have to draft a couple guys first because I need everybody under contract first. Let's go ahead and do that. The guys we draft probably aren't staying. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm just going to draft some guys, and we're going to try to make a trade probably. I think this team is right on the doorstep. We can take Bryce James as well. Maybe that means LeBron James can come here, but he did retire, so that's not going to happen anymore. But sign these 2. Player options, accept all those. But Wemby is on the last of his rookie contract. We got some important restricted free agents to worry about. So yeah, let's make sure we take care of that. Of course, Luka Doncic. We could get him to San Antonio. That'd be so much fun. Chet's here. Chet and Wemby, I know they don't like each other very much, but would be interested to see them as teammates. Jalen Green is unrestricted. Pretty interesting there. Walker Kessler, Keegan Murray. I know I have quite a bit of free agents to worry about on my own. So Sohan wants 28 million. Oh gosh, I don't know, man. 11.5 points per game. Or I don't know. Does that scream 28 million to you? Not to me, it doesn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Jovic, Blake Wesley. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if Sohan can be re-signed to that kind of money. We'll see. But let's see what free agency could do for us. How much money do we even have? We have like $60 million in cap space. So if we went for like, you know, Paulo Banchero, who's restricted, I'd have to look at the unrestricted options. So unrestricted, we have Jalen Suggs, not really doing it for me. Kuminga is back here again. 16 points per game, signed with Phoenix. So he did leave the Warriors already on a 1-year deal. So he is up for grabs. If we wanted to move on from Sohan and give that money to Kuminga instead, we could do that. Do we need Kuminga services though? Over, I don't know. Let's take a look at the trade market first, and then we'll settle. We'll debate between either Sohan or Kuminga. So I have a target in mind as far as who I'd want to trade for if I was going to make a trade, and that is going to be Memphis's Jaren Jackson. Imagine Jaren Jackson and Wemby together. That would be absolutely insane. I also believe that Jaren Jackson would be a fantastic fit next to Wemby, of course. Jaren Jackson, not that great of a rebounder. Wemby, of course, can rebound like crazy. And Jaren Jackson, really good defensive piece. Play him next to Wemby. Those two should have a ton of fun together, and yeah, it'd be defense galore there. So I do want to try to get Jaren Jackson. The Grizzlies were just not good this season, so I'm curious to see if they would be interested in talking business with us. Let's see if we can make something happen. So I do have just the money to absorb it in my cap space, of course. I have this Hawks pick, which is unprotected. I have my own pick, which is unprotected. Celtics, which is 2 stars. So we have 3 first-round picks at 2-star value, so I think we should be able to pull something off here. I will even throw in, I said the 2 guys we just drafted with Caleb Williams and Bryce James, or Caleb Wilson. Caleb Williams is a quarterback, you know, in the NFL draft. But let's say I gave up this Atlanta unprotected and the San Antonio unprotected, Caleb Williams and Bryce James for Jaren Jackson. They agree. We get Jaren Jackson, and to me, that is, you know, better than Kuminga or Jeremy Sohan. I think signing Sohan to what he's asking for right now is insane. I wouldn't mind him back. Don't be wrong. Like, if he comes back, it's not going to, like, be the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't mind if he comes back, but I'm not signing him to what he's asking. So that's for sure. But now we can take care of the important free agents. So Branham, 16.5, again, 12 points. I'll give it to him because, you know, I just want to keep the continuity here a little bit. So I'm going to go Blake Wesley. And then I think we could go ahead and renounce Nikola Jovic. I think we could resign Branham and Wesley, and we just agree to have Sohan back on his qualifying offer. I can't give him 28 million. That's insane. Unless he brings down his asking price, which is going to try to get me to renounce him just because, like, his asking price is pretty insane. So, yeah, not too surprising here. But I do want to keep him if I can. Like, 28 million is just not something I want to agree to, but maybe one day he'll be that kind of player. Just for right now, I'm not seeing him worth being 28 million. So, we're going to day 12, see if his asking prices come down. It's come down to 25 million. I think 4 years, like 20, like this seems fair. Like something like this, I could see being fair. So I'm going to do that. Sohan, that's a little bit better than 28, I think. So just like that, Sohan is back, which is nice because I think Spurs fans do like him. But him off the bench sounds pretty interesting. Jaren Jackson's locked up. Wemby, of course, last year of his rookie contract, will be extended. Yeah, this team is going to get expensive very fast, but I think this could be a championship year. We just got Jaren Jackson to help things out. BJ Edgecombe developed a little bit. I'm done with the draft now. I think it's, of course, we just traded our picks in next year's draft anyway. So yeah, we're pretty much out of the draft talks. We're ready to go win a championship because Popovich's not getting any younger. This rotation feels good enough to do so, especially with the Jaren Jackson addition. Nikola, Vassell, Edgecombe, Jaren Jackson, Wemby, Jeremy Sochan, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, and Carter Bryant. We'll run a 10-man rotation. That way we get some backup center minutes. That way Wemby ain't playing all the center minutes. But other than that, I will see you guys at the end of the season, expecting a really good season. Once again, Wemby racks up another defensive player of the year. I think that's literally like 4 in a row. I think he's won every single season of his career, which is kind of insane. But this season went exactly as planned. As Wemby makes all NBA first team is exactly what we wanted, but it goes exactly as planned. We are the first team in the West, dominant up top. We brought in Jaren Jackson to help us, be further contenders, and that exactly did that for us. So, can we go win a championship? We get the Grizzlies around 1, which is fairly interesting because, of course, we just took Jaren Jackson off their hands. They were really bad last year, but they go, and they end up, and GG Jackson is developing for them, so maybe they think he could be really good for them. I don't know. Somebody curl around against the Grizzlies. Hopefully, we can just take care of them, and we are going to sweep them. So that is a done deal. Now we get Denver. Jokic versus Wembanyama in a 7-game series. Sign me up for that. That would be insane. Markelle Fultz starting point guard. Johnny Furphy is their starting 2 guard. Michael Porter. I mean, outside of Jokic, I'm really not intimidated too much by this roster. So hopefully we can take care of them as well. And we are going to be up 3-2 on them. We beat them in 7, maybe? I don't know. 7-game series, this one in San Antonio. Hopefully we can take care of the Nuggets. Of course, Jokic is the only reason this one's even close if without him. And we do beat them. So we are moving on to the conference finals to play the Thunder. As we all know, the Thunder, very, very good. Chet Holmgren. They got Shannon Sharp somehow. Yo, if Portland ever let Shannon Sharp walk to Oklahoma City, I'm swinging. That's all I'm saying. But regardless, Shaden, Shea, Noah, Jalen Williams, Chet, Casey Wallace. This is gonna be a tough series, of course. No surprise. This is not gonna be easy. So, and we've been running a 10-man rotation this whole time. We could probably shrink that down to a 9-man rotation at this point. So here we go. Somebody come around against the Thunder. 2-0. Can we keep it up? 3-0. And we're gonna sweep the Thunder. Chet. No, they're gonna come back, aren't they? All right, they're gonna come back and even the series up. We're gonna go to a game 7, and that'll be it, won't it? All right, we have a close one on our hands here. We had the lead for a second. We take it. They take it back. And we're going to blow it 3-0 lead, aren't we? Of course we are. Why would we not? All right. Here we go. Game 7 in San Antonio. Would love nothing more than just beat the Thunder and not have to worry about blowing this 3-0 lead. We have a great lead right now. If we blow this, then that would be even more embarrassing, but we do beat them, thankfully. And now we get the Hornets in the NBA Finals, rather. So we get past the conference finals. We get the Hornets. We have Evan Mobley. Why did the Cavs let Evan Mobley go? I have no clue. I could have signed him if I wanted to. Evan Mobley, Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, that sounds scary. Regardless, we match up very well against the Hornets. How do we lose to them? All right, that's awesome. LaMelo, I thought we were just going to beat them. I thought that was going to be a pretty easy win, and I was wrong. Brandon Miller, Evan Mobley. I mean, they have a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I thought we'd have a much better team. Whatever. I think we go another year. I think we definitely go another year on this. I don't want to give up just yet. I thought that was our championship year. Probably one more last hurrah. Especially with Wemby about to be signed to a new contract. Popovich is probably trying to retire soon. We got to the finals. I thought that would be the end of this, but unfortunately it's not. So let's go to 2027 draft class, and I'm just going to literally run it back. I'm not changing the roster. The roster is only going to get better. So I'll see you guys with, next season. So this year, not only do we have probably another Defensive Player of the Year award, yes, we also get an MVP. So if this isn't the championship season, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. Only 3rd seed in the Western Conference, though. Let's take a look at these final stats. This is the final season no matter what. 26.5 from Victor Wembanyama, 16 from Nikola, 15 from BJ Edgecombe, 15 from Branham, 14 from Vassell, and 13 from Jaren Jackson. So we're going against the Portland Trailblazers. We have Kobe Buffkin, Simons, Ian Jackson, Rob Will, DeAndre, and Derek Lively, Cody Williams, and Bryson. Somebody come around against the Blazers, and we are going to sweep them. Great start. Now we get the Thunder, who, of course, we went to 7 with last year. Probably going to be a tough series on our hands again, as they are going to beat us in 7, of course. Why wouldn't they not? All right. Rockets and Thunder in the conference finals. Our best chance to win a championship last year was against the Hornets, and the Hornets don't even make the freaking playoffs this year. That is beautiful. Pacers going to win the championship. Halliburton's your finals MVP. Regardless, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really unfortunate we did not get a championship out of this. It was a damn good roster, but whatever. I'm gonna end it there. I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.